Hello. I came, I saw, I conquered. Sometimes the most powerful language is also the simplest. Take those three sentences. They're short, they're direct, and they're independent. And they're an example of something called parataxis. Parataxis comes from Greek, para meaning beside and taxis meaning arrangement. It refers to a style of writing or speaking where clauses or phrases are placed side by side without subordinating or coordinating conjunctions. Each unit is independent, grammatically and semantically. I spoke, she listened. The sun set, we went home. This structure is stripped down. It gives a sense of clarity, urgency, or neutrality. And each idea stands alone. There's no frills and there's no hierarchy. So what's the difference between parataxis and hypotaxis? Well, in parataxis, you might have something like, I finished, she left. With hypotaxis, you might have, after I finished, she left. For parataxis, we might have, we waited, nothing happened. For hypotaxis, we might have, although we waited, nothing happened. And again, one more example, with parataxis, we might have, she cooked, he cleaned. Whereas with hypotaxis, you get, while she cooked, he cleaned the kitchen. So what's the difference? Well, parataxis presents equal ideas, often joined with commas, semicolons, or full stops, or periods, as Americans would say. Hypotaxis uses subordination. One clause depends on another, often using conjunctions like because, although, or when, or while. So parataxis is coordination or juxtaposition. Hypotaxis is subordination and hierarchy. Parataxis is common in many registers, especially in military or political speeches, biblical texts, headlines, advertising, children's stories, minimalist or modernist literature. And some famous examples are Veni Vidi Vici by Julius Caesar. I Have a Dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream by Martin Luther King Jr. And Man Proposes, God Disposes. The effect is often dramatic, rhythmic, and emphatic. So why does this matter for English learners and teachers? Well, it promotes clarity in writing, especially for beginner or intermediate learners who overuse long, unwieldy sentences, or at least try to do so. It supports spoken fluency. Learners can speak in short bursts without complex subordination. And it helps teach punctuation and intonation. Pauses in parataxis can guide rhythm, stress, and breath control. And it's useful for certain writing styles. Journalistic, poetic, or persuasive writing often uses parataxis for effect. So, what are some ways you could bring parataxis into your classroom? Well, you could do a sentence combining and splitting exercise. So, give a long sentence. Because it was raining and we forgot our umbrellas, we stayed in the cafe. Well, the students could rewrite it using parataxis. It was raining, we forgot our umbrellas, we stayed in the cafe. Well, you could use drama and voice practice. You could compare with hypotaxis, and you can do role play with certain constraints. So students must speak using only simple sentences, a la parataxis, to describe a story and then reflect on how it felt. Parataxis reminds us that less can be more. It's not always about elegant subordination or academic complexity. Sometimes the most memorable words are the simplest. We came, we saw, we conquered. Or we came, we saw, we learned. Thank you.